All right, gang. So basically, for the last month, I've been kind of working on not just the sales system, but the overall verbiage of the business to clarify our message to a point where what we say and the words we use on our website, on our emails, on our social media, and personally as we use are super concise and clear, okay? So that they sell better, basically. And so that we sound more professional. And so that we have a very concise way in the way in which we convey our message. So that we all sound like a team and we sound like pros. So when Mike tells somebody about the gym, it sounds like Daniel telling somebody about the gym, which sounds like Jacob telling somebody about the gym, right? And we're not getting 3 different convoluted stories, or there's not somebody who just has not yet, in a sense, mastered the verbiage and so forth, right? So I haven't had a lot of time to go through this. So I'm going to start off at the top, and the top is making sure that everybody understands the vision, the core values, and the mission of the business, because that is the cornerstone of everything we do. Having a great understanding of who we are, where we want to go, and our values as a team and as a company, which stem from our personal values, especially myself and Dan, and then our mission, right, to help people and to become unstoppable in a sense, all right? So before I read the vision statement, the purpose of today is to create clarity, right? To develop a common verbiage that we all master and use. We're literally going to memorize the words that are in this booklet, all right? So that every single time we answer the phone or we give cues to a client about what we do, it's exactly the same. That way, there's consistency and measurability, right? And I've already seen a measurable difference in activity on the website based on a few changes in the verbiage 2 weeks ago, right? Web volume is nearly double, all right? And click conversions is nearly double based on a few changes to the website. The website's only like 30% done with the verbiage that's been changed. I changed almost every word on the website, so it's being redone as we go. 2 is to create a clear message that sells, right? So each one of you can go out in the community and speak the verbiage and sell Varsity House better and sell yourselves better, right? Ultimately, at the end of the day, what are we doing, right? We're trying to get busy, we're trying to make more money, we're trying to have a better career, everything that goes with working for a successful company always comes back to the people that help feed the beast, okay? And streamlines the sales system and our employee education, right? Let's make this right here is going into a really nice binder that's going to be all subdivided. So the next Varsity House employee that comes in, hey, great, here's our sales system, here's our sales verbiage binder, here's everything you need to know about our classes, our schedule, how to speak to clients, and one of you and or Simone, our operations manager, or myself or Dan will walk that person through the process, and they'll be able to get to a level of clarity that maybe took some of us years to get to, right? Or before any of this stuff existed, all right? Here's what I've learned in all of my years of being in business. I used to think that if I hung my hat on results and great action, that I would be successful. And I was dead wrong. And the reason is that words sell, actions do not. Because most of the people we sell before they have a frame of reference on our action, okay? So you have to sell them with words before you sell them with action. They don't have a real frame of reference to how great their lives could be if they lose 50 pounds or how amazing it would be to get a full scholarship to Notre Dame or some shit. They don't have those reference points yet. All they know is what we tell them. Words are extremely powerful, all right? So words are our first impression, right? What you say matters most. And remember, consistency amongst us is professionalism. And a perfect example is a few weeks ago, we had an old client coming back, wanting to come back and sending separate emails to separate people, okay? And all 3 of those people came back with the same exact answer, with the same verbiage, and the same plan for her to get back in the gym. Her message back to me was, you guys got your team dialed in, right? Because there was consistency there. But what happens if she goes to Juwan and gets one message, then goes to Kat and gets another, right? Then it comes to me, well, I spoke to Juwan and he said this and Kat said this, so then that winds up coming to me, well, I'll just go to Joe because he'll give me a deal type of thing, okay? So words are super consistent. Very, very important, right? One system, one team, one language, like everything we're trying to create here. All right? I'm going to read out the vision statement, our core values, and our mission as a whole, as a written word. It's very easy to say world leaders in strength. It's very easy to say hungry, humble, and committed. It's very easy to say become unstoppable, best hour of your day, but I want to put those in some context here for you, okay? When I think of Varsity House and I think of the legacy we're going to leave here, it's been close to 20 years already. This business will be around for another 20 years. Maybe more, hopefully, right? Somebody will buy it from me in 20 years and then I can retire. But the reality is that this business will exist. We'll have created a culture and a legacy that extends far beyond the four walls, far beyond working out, and far beyond eating right, okay? That this place will be much more than just a gym for the clients and the employees that come here. The gym, in my opinion, and I believe in the opinions of everybody here, is a metaphor for life. There's a reason we're all in this room and live our lives a certain way. The actions that take place here and through our media outlets are an expression of our core values, the commonality of our friendships and brother and sisterhoods as working partners together, all right? Hungry, humble, and committed to excellence is everything that we exude inside these four walls and we try to pass on to people. We have this amazing opportunity to help not only our clients, but to help transform our own lives. And I think many of us have done that in here because there's amazing power in the group of like-minded individuals. There's amazing power. I've learned so much from all of you. I've learned so much from Mike and Adam and Juwan and even Stephanie as our newest employee, okay? There's something to be learned from everybody about the way we conduct ourselves, carry ourselves, speak, everything, right? The way in which we do business, but more importantly, the way in which we do our own lives. And hopefully, some of the things that I do, whether it's, trying to be a great dad or whatever it is, rubs off on some of you one day when you start to have your own families. We see Varsity House as a global brand. This is not a local gym. It's never been my intention to just be some local gym where, I'm only known in Old Japan and people come here to train from the local area. I've always dreamed of having a global identity, and that means having arms that reach far beyond Old Japan, Orangeburg, and so forth to lengthen the community of strength, right? The business of strength, mentorship programs, seminars, right? Writing articles, and spreading our knowledge and brand around the world, okay? I think Varsity House is already there. Whether we have the recognition that we seek yet or not, we are world leaders in program design, education, customer service, systems, and employee development. There are very few gyms or businesses anywhere in the country that have the systems, the people, and the processes, and the development systems that we have here for you. So we want to continue to stay at the forefront of those, and it requires everybody doing their part, living our core values, and most importantly, to never stop learning, all right? Education, reading primarily, is the pillar, cornerstone of a successful life. If you want to transform the person you are today, it's in a book. That I promise you. And you can transform your life through reading. Our brand continues to grow. There's great opportunities for everybody here. And the individuals grow with it. We have a very strong sense of family. I don't think it's too difficult to see the lineage of people that have come through the gym, from clients to part-time employees. If Vinny wasn't going to be a cop, he would have a job here full-time. If Vinny told me I don't feel like becoming a cop, there would be a job here for Vin. And that means Vin will probably have trained here for, could be 15, 20 years, been part of the gym. You know, Joey Mack, I've been training since he was 11 years old. Mike had me in class, most of you had me in class at some point or another. You know, Jacob was here training. Juwan was here as a kid, right? Simone grew up with Dan. So the sense of family is super strong here, so we take care of the people that take care of us, right? So the opportunities that we continue to foster together allow more opportunities for each of you, right? From our newest employees to our oldest employees, okay? And down. Your development or your progress within the company is 100% directly related to your own personal development and progress. You must continue to strive to become a better person at something each and every year, each and every day, whatever that thing is, right? My vision is that there's going to be 3 varsity houses, maybe within the next 2 years. Dan's going to look at a space this week that will have a common ground within our local community, that we will be one of the best gyms in North Jersey, in America, in the world, right? But we will have home bases here in our common area. Our brands, the Business of Strength, right? VH Education, and so forth, will be global and are. I have companies all over the country, and that will be a 7-figure brand in and of itself. We're going to have our own certifications, right? It's taken longer to get off the ground than I thought it would, but we're going to have it, all right? And we want Varsity House here, this HQ, this building, to be a center of coaching, education, knowledge, and inspiration for the community of strength. And our other gyms will be a great showcase of what the best of the best adult fitness, nutrition, and personal training can be. You're all going to play a huge part in that, okay? The first step in the journey is clearly seeing it and believing it for yourself. You have to place yourself in that vision in order for it to come true. I got a book for everybody. I forgot to bring them downstairs, but I got a book for everybody to read. Not the one that one speaks of. There's 2 great books that I believe everybody should read at some point in their lives. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Probably if you only read one book in your life, that would be the one I recommend. That will serve you for the rest of your life. And the other one is Think and Grow Rich. That book changed my life. Okay. I read that book 10 years too late. Lance bought it for me the first week he came in to train in 2006. I poo-pooed it and threw it in a closet until 2011, 2012. After I read it, the gym went through a transformation, right? And things started to change rapidly. All right? Core values. Oh, this is it. That's the wrong one. Everybody knows the core values: hungry, humble, and committed. I wanted to add one to it. I won't go through the top ones. We've gone through them 100 times. Everybody here is a hard worker. Everybody here is humble, right? And everybody here is committed to their own personal excellence in their own way, shape, or form, okay? The one that I add here that's not on our normal monikers and stuff, but called Socially Smart, but it is one that Dan and I use to grade. It's on our employee grade sheets. It's on our review sheets and so forth. Being socially smart is probably one of the most critical aspects of human life, especially today, okay? The world is a very diverse place, and we have people in this building from every walk of life that's personally imaginable, right? We have females on staff. We have minorities on staff, okay? We have people from normal white American backgrounds, okay? Affluent and poor, right? And everything in between, all right? And the same goes for our clientele. How you speak, how you conduct yourself, right? The way in which you dress even, right? And your appearance is how people judge you initially. Again, words, the things you say, matter most, especially at the beginning of a relationship, okay? Imagine going on a first date with somebody for the very first time and swearing like a truck driver and only talking about yourself and being whatever, narcissist, boisterous about stupid things that you've done in your life, you're probably not going to give a great impression. Okay? Be smart about the things you say inside of here, because you never know how you're going to offend somebody. And especially in today's climate, right, where it seems like people are more offendable than ever, all right, it's critically important that we master some of the things we'll talk about today, and that you use your words very carefully, because words can really piss people off, okay? All right, and last but not least is our mission. Simple. Become unstoppable. Facilitate the personal greatness in everybody that walks through these four walls. Whether it's yourself or our clients, our mission is to help people become the best version of themselves, to give them their best hour of the day. For you, it might be 10 hours, all right? But I want the time that you spend here to be worth something to you, all right? Not just a job, okay? This is a place of excellence, a place where you have the opportunity to better yourself as much as we have the opportunity to help somebody better themselves, okay? That's a real clear, unmistakable difference about our brand and what we have all created here, is that we have a tremendously high give a shit factor, that GSF. And that GSF extends to all of you as well, right? Dan and myself, and I'm sure I could say the same about each one of you, care deeply about each other and our own success, right? In life and in business, okay? All right, so let's talk about the headlines then. So I'm going to primarily speak about the adults, because when it comes to messaging, if you confuse, you lose. And you can't be a jack of all trades, master of none. So I had to make a decision. What is the main verbiage that we're going to put out as a company? And that main verbiage is going to be more adult-centric. The athlete stuff sells itself in a way because of our brand. Even the name Varsity House has been synonymous with athletes. We don't have to do a lot of work in that realm to sell. Although I did change all the verbiage and the website when it comes to the athlete training as well, and I'll give you some of that today too. All right. The headline, what do you do, okay, on our website is custom personal training and nutrition plans to help you look and feel great. At the root of all of our adults, what do they really want? Every single person that walks through the door, they want to look and feel great. I want to feel good. I want to have energy. I want to be less stressed. I want to lose a few pounds. I'd like to look a little better in my jeans, my bikini, my board shorts, whatever it might be, all right? That is the basis of everything that goes on here. So again, when I'm trying to pinpoint words, if this is all you memorized, I'd give you a B-, okay? But we'd at least have the key cornerstone of who we are, what we do. We build custom personal training and nutrition plans to help you look and feel great. Experts in personal training for living your best life, all right? All right, some of the stakes, right? The key things that clients are trying to solve. I've narrowed it down. These are the 3 most common issues that we try to solve in here every single day with our adult clientele. They want to lose weight and build some lean muscle. Those 2 things we know as experts go hand in hand. All right, if you build a little lean muscle, get that engine going, generally speaking, the weight comes off, okay? They want to improve their physical and mental health, right? We know as experts that training reduces stress, training creates an endorphin-like effect, similar to, eating lasagna in my case, all right? It really is the free drug of choice, all right? And you can improve all sorts of depression, anxiety, and stress by getting consistent with your training and nutrition. And last but not least, people have what's called an aspirational identity for living a better life. whether that's climbing Mount Everest or surfboarding, or whatever it might be. People want to have a better life and live a more active, vibrant lifestyle. There are very few people here that say, nah, I just want to get lazier and fatter as I age, right? Especially as mortality starts to knock, right? And you get to like 45, 50 years old or so, you start to think about the quality of life the next 20, 30 years, right? And our client's sweet spot is 40 to 60-year-old. There isn't a 50-year-old in this gym who's not thinking about, am I going to be able to live an active quality lifestyle? When I retire at 65 and move to Boca, am I going to be able to continue to play golf? Will I be able to play tennis? Am I going to be able to continue to run and do the things that I like to do? Okay? Those are the key stakes that our clients are up against and trying to fight. I've given you some verbiage in here. What would you say? Hey, well, my main goal is to lose weight and build some lean muscle. Great. Together with our expert personal trainers, we'll design you a custom plan that'll shed unwanted pounds and build your metabolism boosting lean muscle. All right? You'll feel energized and rejuvenated, right, after a while, right? And that's the truth. At least I believe it is. Okay? And so forth. Our team of experts, plant trainers, and will develop you a plan that's perfect for your goals and physical abilities. We'll guide you every step of the way through meaningful workouts, right? And you can explain to them how, it's proven science that training and proper exercise reduces stress, anxiety, and depression. All right? And tackle life's obstacles, whatever life calls for, right? We have lots of active adults in here. People that ski, snowboard, hike, so forth, right? You want to be able to continue to do that. I would hate it if one day I had to give up skiing or fishing because I couldn't get in a boat anymore, right? That would kill me. All right? How do we get started? Right? What's the plan? Right? We call this our proven process. It's been pretty ingrained in here, but I know over the last couple weeks we've gone around, we've changed things a little bit from, what our onboarding process is. The onboarding process is still Varsity House University. It's gone from a 30-day program to a 7-day program, right? And we're doing a great job as a team still providing the value and trust in a 7-day period of time instead of 30 days, right? Waiting to get paid for 5-6 weeks, waiting to convert a client for 5-6 weeks. Now we're doing it in 1 to 2, okay? The process is simple, and this is what you need to be able to tell people outside of here, right? And I'll go over what the bar room statement will be, right? If somebody meets, someone's out and sees Juwan at Starbucks with the Varsity House, they'll say, hey, do you work there? I see everybody wearing those, I see that logo everywhere. What's Varsity House, right? What would you say, right? But one of the key things is being able to tell them how to do business with us, right? And the reason why you want it to be incredibly simple, 3 steps, no more, okay? I tried to get it to 2, but I couldn't figure it out, all right? 2 would be better, but 3 is perfect, right? And the analogy that I'll use is imagine you were trying to cross a river, and up one way was a roaring rapids, and the other way is a waterfall, right? And the only way to go is across, but there's no rocks to step on, and no swing, and no bridge, right? Forget it, I'm going back, right? And that's what people say when there's a lack of clarity on the process of doing business with us. Okay? If you try to give them, well, you got to do this, or you could do this, you could join our transformation, but you come in for a free week trial, you could do a personal training session, blah, blah, blah. See ya. Right? And they're out the door, right? Because you've created confusion, and it's like cross it, or there's 3 rocks. I step on 1 rock, get to the next one, third one, boom, I'm done. Perfect. I can clearly see the path to the other side. All right? And the other analogy I like to use is like going to the diner. How many people struggle trying to figure out what they're going to order when they go to the diner? There's just too damn much on that menu, right? Do I want Belgian waffles, a hot open steak sandwich? There's just so many choices, right? Right. So always got to have the food reference in there. All right? So, but the truth of it is 3-step process. Book a free week of training, personal training session, or in the case of an athlete eval. Come in for a performance evaluation, right? We'll build you a custom plan that suits your needs. You'll start seeing results right away. Super simple. So again, I'm out at the coffee shop. Woman sees me at the coffee shop, and says, what's Varsity House? Well, I'll tell you, I'll give you a little bit longer speech in a second. Well, you know how people blah, 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 right? Because you wanna engage people with a story. You don't want to be robotic. Well, we build custom, but I'm a trainer and I build custom plans, right? But I say, oh, it's super easy to do business with us. You know, book a free week. My team will build you a custom plan, nutrition, training, everything. So we'll set you up for success, and you'll start seeing results right away. People can wrap their heads around that. It's an easy step-by-step process. All right? All right. The brand script. I want everybody to memorize this verbatim. All right? You're never going to use it in its entirety like this. But by reading it over and over and over again and memorizing it, you will be able to use each piece of it as tools to sell. When somebody gives you an objection, you'll be able to use part of this to steer them back over the line. When somebody asks you clearly, what do you do? You know the answer. When somebody asks you, how do I do business with you? That sounds fantastic. How do I get started? Really easy. Here's how it works, okay? So let's read this together. Huh? No, they're upstairs on my printer if you want to grab one. Okay. At Varsity House, we know you want to look and feel great at any age. To do that, you need a fun, simple plan that tells you exactly what to do and gets results that last. The problem is, life, kids, and work always seem to get in the way. This leaves you feeling frustrated and confused on what's best for you. And as time passes, it becomes intimidating to even start. We believe you deserve to look and feel great the way you've always wanted, and it doesn't have to be complicated, taking over your entire life. We understand how confusing living a healthy lifestyle, safe training, and proper nutrition can be, which is why since 2006, we've created thousands of simple training plans that have helped our clients achieve their fitness goals so they can look and feel the way they've always wanted to. Here's how we do it. Book a free week with us. Come on in and see what Varsity House has to offer. Our team of expert coaches will build you a custom plan that suits your specific needs and/or work around any limitations you might have. You're going to start seeing results right away, and you will see and feel the Varsity House difference. So start your free week now, and in the meantime, this is more for the website, download the free 5-minute fitness makeover video series, right? That's called a lead magnet, okay? That's in case we didn't give them enough proof, all right, in what we were saying up front, that they'll have a little something to download and check us out a little deeper, right? Because what do some people like to do? They like to do research. They like to pop in, they like to see, do I know somebody, right? So forth, right? Social proof and comfortability, that trust, are the two biggest things that we can help instill on people, okay? All right, now here's the one-liner. Now this is really, in my opinion, this is the best synopsis of what to say to somebody. And this goes back, Jawan's at the coffee shop, Jawan's at Buttersworth, picking up our giant our bagel order once a month, right? I see you guys in here all the time. You know, I've seen the gym, I drive past it. What is Varsity House? What do you guys do over there? Well, you know how many people try like fad diets and the latest workout crazes, only to see their health and fitness really go nowhere? Well, at Varsity House, we build custom training, personal training, and nutrition plans that help you look and feel great, that are fun and simple, and get results, right? Our expert coaches guide you every step of the way, so there's no guesswork, right? Every workout is fully customized and guided by a coach. And the clients that work with us see dramatic results that last and finally achieve their fitness goals and look away the feel they always want to. We have hundreds, we've had thousands of people come through the doors who've transformed their lives since 2006, right? Don't you deserve, this I didn't put it as a question, but a great way to end that conversation. Don't you deserve to look and feel the way you've always wanted to? Who's going to say no? I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody, right? Asking questions and telling a story is way better than reading the bullet points of We do personal training, semi-private training. We have classes. Nobody cares about any of that shit. What people care about is how are you going to help solve my problem, right? And the way to do that is to, again, we've done a ton of research over the last 20 years. What is the main problem? I want to look and feel great, right? I want to look and feel great. If you're injured, you're somebody who's been constantly injured in the gym, what do you want to do? You want to train with no pain, finally get back into fitness, right? If you're a woman who hasn't seen the inside of a gym in 20 years and hates the way she looks, what do you want to do? You want to look better. If you're a guy who has this aspirational identity of being a great super dad and maybe, being the Sunday softball hero, you know what I'm saying? Okay? He wants to look and feel great. He wants to perform better, right? He has this aspiration. Kevin Roach is a perfect example of that. That's why he came here. He came here because his sons made fun of him for not being able to play basketball with them, okay? And he said, F that, you little bastards. I'm going to the gym, right? And he lost 50 pounds and got himself in shape, okay? It's really important. Now, there's two things on here. I went into here, okay? An empathy statement and what's something called an aspirational identity. All right, now the aspirational identity is not on this for some reason. I put it on the last page and I didn't print it out, but it will be in the binder. I'll explain them really quick. When you speak to people, people are already intimidated of joining a gym, especially coming here, okay? This is intimidating. This does not look familiar to most regular adults, right? This looks like a collegiate weight room. And how many adults that we have here training played like real collegiate sports that had a weight room like this, right? A handful, maybe, okay? To the average male or female that walks through these doors, this is fucking terrifying, okay? So the likelihood that they're just going to walk in here and be like, this is amazing, right? Sign me up, is far and few between. Now, we can thank CrossFit for shedding some light on what, box training and weight training and things like that. And the industry as a whole has shifted a lot towards the need and necessity to strength train for metabolism and lean muscle mass. And more women especially come in here every day knowing that they need to strength train to improve their lives, okay? But nonetheless, when they don't see a row of cardio equipment and they don't see any Selectorize, and there definitely ain't no Britney Spears like pop music playing here, especially not when Mike's training, okay? That there is not going to be a sense of familiarity, okay? So it's very important that you express empathy, okay? And one of the simplest statements that you can use to your advantage, right, is, so like here's a perfect example of real time this morning, right? That woman came in, she was talking a lot about, you did a great job, by the way, Daniel. You spoke to her very nicely, you had a very calming voice, and that's really important too. Coming at somebody super authoritative, like we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do this, can be really intimidating on people's first set. Hey, I know how intimidating this could be. We understand how hard it is to navigate your fitness and nutrition. We understand how intimidating it could be to walk into a gym full of people and start working out. It's a very personal thing. But we have hundreds of people just like you, and don't worry, it's gonna be me and you. We're gonna focus on what you need to do to make it better for you, okay? There's 3 key things to expressing empathy. One is humility. Be self-deprecating, all right? I don't have to tell any of you that I'm the fattest kid in the room when it comes to my own personal mentality, right? I've struggled with my own weight and fitness my entire life, right? You all know I ain't ever missed a meal ever in my entire life, okay? Right? So it's really easy for me, but what do people see when they see Coach Joe from the outside? Oh, it's easy for you. You own a gym. No, it's not easy for me. You know what? I totally understand where you're coming from because it's not easy for me. And the whole reason I'm in this business is because it was hard for me, right? Blah, blah, blah. Self-deprecation. Number 2 is just straight up empathy. I totally understand how hard it is to stick to a consistent fitness routine. I know how, with life, kids, work, everything you got going on, we're gonna make it work for you, right? And number three rather, is you. Remember, it's all about them, right? You have to place it, this is your time, I'm your coach, I'm gonna help you better yourself, right? By using the word you on them, right? Not you personally, but using the word you on them and making sure that you use their first name and that you reinforce their main goal. Hey, Mary, don't worry, I totally understand. I get it. The last couple, like that woman, what she said, she lost 50 pounds and she was shitting all over herself, right? This year's been hard. This week's, I gained 4 pounds this week. Yeah, but you lost 50 pounds. That's like half a person. You know what I'm saying? So that's a real easy layer to be like, I can't remember her first name, but hey, Mary, don't worry. You did fantastic, and I'm going to help you. It really just takes a little bit of accountability, a little bit of coaching, and I'm here for you. We're going to make it work for you, right? I'm going to help you lose that last 15 pounds, right? Stuff like that, right? Empathy is incredibly important. Another very powerful thing, and probably other than empathy, because what is empathy? Empathy is trust. This guy gets me. This girl understands what I'm going through, all right? They understand what I need. They understand my problems, okay? The other thing is an aspirational identity, all right? Philosophically, emotionally, this could be the most powerful thing that you use in your arsenal. If you can find out what somebody's aspirational identity is, you got them hooked. And we, as a team, can actually build a way better program for them. Because once you know somebody's aspirational identity, you know what they really want from their fitness. And that's one of the best things that you can have in your tool belt. If Mike knows that this kid needs to run a 4.840 to make it to the NFL or to make it to the college team or whatever it might be, right? That's an easy aiming point. We need to do this, and this, right? Athletes are easy because athletes' aspirational identity is easy, right? And because most of them is based on numerical values. Gain a few pounds of muscle, drop 0.2 of a second off your 40, add 2 inches to your vert, add 10 reps to your 225 max rep, and we got a great baseline of metrics to send you off to college with, okay? How many people here can clearly say that they know the aspirational, the philosophical identity that their adult clients are associating with, right? It's much, much harder because most of it is based on what's called societal status ideas, meaning that I put a couple up here, right, on the bottom, show those bitches how hot you are, right? How many women are in this gym that want to show the bitches how hot they are? How many? How many? Right? Dozens. How many dads are in here? That's why I put a picture of Mike up, because Mike's a great dad. Mike came here. Mike's whole reason for coming here was, I got a bunch of kids now. I let my fitness go. You know, I don't want to be that type of role model to my kids. I want my kids to live a certain way, and the only way that they're ever going to do that is that if I live that way, right? So, again, aspirational identities are a lot of times the philosophical wants. I want to be a great dad. What does that mean? That means you want somebody else to perceive you that way, right? I want to look great in this, for New Year's in my little black dress. Why? Because you want people to say, damn, what you been doing, right? People, humans, it's human nature. We are all, by our nature of being human, attracted to societal status. There's a reason why when a rapper makes his first million, he goes out and buys a Bentley, right? It's a status thing, okay? The other rappers will think I'm cool and I've made it, okay? And then we see him on 30 for 30 broke, all right? No, they only made the million, but they bought the $500,000 car. But the reality is here is that the majority of our people are striving for, they're looking for empathy to get in the door. And then it's going to take a little bit of work and questioning to find out what their true aspirational identity is. And let me tell you something, if you can give it to them, they will never leave. And they will be loyal to you, this brand, and this place for a very long time. Because that means something on a grand scale. Because you've changed the status symbol of their lives and the opinion of other people on them. That's a big thing. That is one of the key components of societal human nature, right? Is that I want to belong, I want to be loved, right? I want to feel needed, okay? And I want to have a place in the world that is special for me, right? All right, so a couple key talking points. I'll go through these quick. This is just, some additional verbiage and some additional ammo, right? Take control of your health and fitness, right? So if someone's asking you questions, the conversation is brewing. Well, really what we do is help you take control of your health and fitness, right? We're going to, an expert coach is going to build you a plan, going to hold you accountable, right? And going to guide you every step of the way, right? We're going to make exercise easy, we're going to make it fun, and we're going to work around any injuries or limitations, right? The body you've always dreamed of, no more wishing about it, we're going to make it happen, all right? It really is just as simple as showing up, being consistent, and putting in a little bit of elbow grease each and every week. And that's why you're bringing me into the picture, and I'm going to help keep you accountable and help you keep you do it. I'm going to plan it out for you so it's easy and you don't have to think about it. What do people want? They want a blueprint, right? Imagine trying, anybody ever bought something from IKEA? Imagine trying to put one of those IKEA things together with no directions, right? Forget it. It's not happening. There's 500 pieces. Or like I got Antonio this whole Lego fire station thing. It was the worst thing I've ever built in my entire life. It took days to put it together. And then he smashed it all in about 3 seconds, right? But it had, but without the instructions, no go, right? People want instructions. They want a can't fail plan, all right? All right? Let's talk about the 5-step sales process, right? I'm going to roll through these. Now, I'm going to go through them quickly. And I did do a video for each one of these, right? So in here, there's a whole video list, and in the shared document, there's a video. And I do have some homework for everybody, all right? One of them will be to watch the videos, all right? And I loaded them all on YouTube. They're all YouTube links, so they're super simple, right? They're all about 5 minutes a pop. Some are a little bit less, some are a minute or two more, right? But I did one for each part of the 5-step process, and then there's 15 videos in all where I break down lots of the different aspects of sales and selling well. All right, the first part is engagement. Really, this comes down to just you and your attitude and your expression of self. Number one thing we talk about all the time is smile, right? I don't care if you are on the floor or if you're making phone calls or you're going to write emails to clients. There is true science proof that says if you smile, it will come out in your voice. When you're smiling and happy, people can hear that you're smiling and happy. The way in which you speak, the way in which you write, everything changes when you yourself are in a better mood, right? Don't engage clients if you're having a bad day. It's way better to say, hold on, let me get somebody else that's more friendly than I am, right? At this very moment, I'm having a rough day. But I promise you that your best work will be done in a better mood. That's one. So remember SWIFT, smile, work the room, instigate success, right? Find a friend, and thankfulness, right? If you have a client in this building for the very first time, it is your job to make them feel like the mayor by the time they leave here. You have to, I'm not asking, you have to introduce them to people multiple times in their first week. Hey, this is Mike, he's our GM. Hey, this is Joe, he's one of the owners. Hey, have you met Juwan? He's one of our head coaches, right? This is Mary, she's been a client here for 5 years. Hey, Mary, why? What am I doing? I'm building her social network up. Next time she walks in there, oh, she's still a little nervous. Oh, hey, Mike, how are you? Hey, Mary, how are you? Nice to see you, right? Oh, hi, Juwan, right? And it's like I'm walking in. And the last thing we want is for somebody to come in here 3 or 4 times, and the only person they've spoken to is Daniel. Right? And I'm still standing here looking around because I don't know another. What am I doing? I'm looking for Daniel. Please save me. Where's Daniel? Please save me. right? There's meatheads everywhere. What the fuck is happening here? I don't understand this music. What is this, right? People are doing strange things, right? Again, I'm joking, I'm making exaggerations, but that is, the subconscious mind. Where is the only person that I know and trust, right? Introduce them to other people, right? Be prompt in returning communication. Now, we're doing a really great job. We're using automation, we're using Nurture Ninja, email, phones, right? And I would say the majority of the people, as far as I know and I've heard, we're very good at getting back communication. If possible, it should be within minutes, okay? If not, hours, all right? It is not okay to drag it out a day or two, all right? Only if there's an extreme case of, situation. But generally speaking, if it goes beyond that day, they've moved on, all right? If somebody's calling the gym asking about memberships, what are they looking for? They're looking for a gym, right? And what happens when the gym that they identified as the gym doesn't call them back? They go to the next gym. Maybe they had 2 or 3 gyms on the list. I'm going to call Varsity House. I'm going to call this other place down the street. And then if those 2 gyms fail, I'm just going to go join me a Retro Fitness and do it myself, right? So, and generally speaking, if I've set the time and made the commitment that I'm going to make these calls, the first person to return the call and bite and show the best verbiage experience and have the best words to lure them in a sense, is going to make the sale, all right? Make sure you're prompt and make sure that you engage people. SWIFT is an acronym that we use for our body language as coaches, but the same thing applies to the front desk staff answering the phones. Hello, how are you? How can I help you? Be polite, speak clearly, slow down too. Sometimes I've heard some of you speaking on the phone, right? And you're amped up and you speak too fast, all right? Remember, when people on the phone, what are they normally doing? They're normally multitasking. They're on their cell phones, they're in their car, they got their kids yelling and screaming around them. Speak loud, speak clear, and slow down a little bit, and be polite more than anything, right? Use proper, enunciation and so forth, okay? Be a pro. Number 2 is discovery, all right? Discovery is where we're gonna find that aspirational identity. Discovery is where we're gonna find out what brought them here in the first place. What pain are they experiencing that actually got them to pick up the phone and say, I've had enough, I'm joining the gym, right? Is it the muffin top? Is it the knee pain, right? Is it the weddings coming up in a couple weeks, right? I don't have to tell you who's motivated in here for Memorial Day weekend, right? Vin looks like a different person than he did last year, right? And I don't have to tell you, I've seen Joey Mack in here more mornings than I haven't before, right? All of a sudden, Joey Mack's getting married. Joey Mack's here every day, right? He's in here on Sundays. I was here the last 2 Sundays. Who's in here with me? Joey Mack's in here, right? Getting his work in, okay? Ask questions to get to the root of the issues, all right? The best question that you could ever ask somebody, if there's only one thing to memorize in this section, is what does success look like? In a perfect world, if I can give you anything, if I can give you the magic pill that makes fitness perfect for you, what does that look like? And let them speak. Really, I just want to be fit. Really, I just want to be healthy. I want to drop my cholesterol. I want to be around for my grandkids. My daughter just got married, right? And I'm 65. My daughter just got married. She's probably 5 years away from having grandkids. I'd like to be able to spend some time with them, right? That means I got to live to 85, right? So forth, right? I used to be a really highly competitive athlete, and I feel like my body's a wreck nowadays. I want to get back to training. I want to get back to fitness, but every time I do it on my own, I injure myself, okay? I'm going to the beach. I'm going on a beach vacation with a bunch of my friends, and I want those bitches to freaking think I'm hot. All right? All right? But when I tell you the truth, okay, remember, the aspirational identity is probably the most powerful driver, right? Vin has an aspirational identity of owning Bar A this summer. in what could be his last and final summer, of having like a part-time job and just kind of bullshitting it around, right? If he might actually be an upstanding, law-abiding citizen, actually might be the long arm of the law, right? So he's going to go out with a bang this summer, right? All right. Number 3, add value. The number one thing here, be a pro. If you want to add value, show up in your best self also, all right? It really does matter, your appearance, the way you look, the way you speak, hello, thank you, okay? I can't tell you how much that matters, all right? People are judgmental. They're judging you on your appearance, the type of shoes you have. Do you have stained, shitty old shoes? Or do you have nice shoes, right? You got a crummy $5 watch, or you got a $500 watch. Those things don't matter to me, but they matter to everyone, okay? So again, I think, you thank Juwan, Adam, a lot of you, all of you, I've seen a tremendous level up in the overall GSF when it comes to the presentation of yourselves, right? It is important, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect all the time, but it's got to be close, all right? Because remember what we always say, when you're here, you're on, right? This is a sales job. So when you step out of your car, from the moment you're walking to the front door, you're selling, right? You're selling yourself, the brand, the business at all times, all right? So again, add value is done by being professional. It comes with your checklist. It's wearing your stopwatch. It's having a watch, right? It's remembering the things that clients say to you and remembering to say them back to them. Hey, this past weekend you said you were going to, a friend's dinner party. Were you able to stick to your diet? How did that go? Oh, it was great. We had a great time. Thanks for remembering, right? That builds value, right? Great. Well, I'm going to do an assessment on you. I remember you said you had a knee problem. Let me just do some range of motion testing on your knee. I really want to do a little write-up, make sure it's in your file. So if you train with any of the other coaches or you're in the classes, I'm going to put that in your True Coach file so everybody knows that what you can and can't do with your knee. Cha-ching, right? You just checked a big value box. Great. I'm not going to get hurt, right? I've had some injuries, okay? Hey, this is going to help you lose that 20 pounds that you were talking about, that you really wanted to lose, right? And again, relating it back to the main idea and reinforcing it consistently, because again, if Kat comes to me and says, Kat, hey, I'm going away on vacation, I really want to lose 20 pounds, and all I'm talking about is getting jacked, right? She's saying, well, how the fuck does that help me lose weight, right? You have to relate it back to their problem and their issue, all right? That's a value builder, right? And then again, other value builders are the people on the walls, right? The professionalism of our team, our core values. We sprinkle those in like salt in the soup, right? Don't go too crazy talking about ourselves. Well, we want to be world leaders, because most people have no idea what that even means, okay? Right? But saying that, hey, some of the people on the wall here started off just like you, right? And they came in, regular moms and dads, regular kids, in the community, and they transformed themselves, through hard work, consistency, and commitment. And you could do the same thing, right? All right, be a pro. Number 4, selling a solution. All right. I broke down a 6-step process here. Okay. If you've done your job in the value add portion of this process, meaning that the trial in our sense is usually the trial or like a performance evaluation with a kid, or that first week of open enrollment, right? Their first, or it could even be a gym tour. We don't have too many of them anymore, but I do expect that when the weather warms up, there'll be people out and about looking for gyms. So I do expect that we're going to have more walk-ins. And at some point when this Maroney freaking sign guy calls me back and we actually get a sign put out front, we might get some more people to actually walk in the building, right? So gym tours are another front-facing first impression opportunity, right? You have to build value in that, right? Once we get past that, at some point there is going to be a transactional conversation. That we have to, in order for us to continue to do business together, we have to have a transaction of monetary exchange. You must pay me, basically, okay? My expertise is worth money. My time and education that you have all spent is worth money, okay, this is what it costs, okay? Now the reality is that, okay, we've been doing well with it. But again, this is why we're going to hone this in. Number one is obtain a positive confirmation. Again, one of the best things you could do to close somebody out, because you've already provided a ton of value. They've seen the expertise, they've seen the team, they've come to train, they know what we do. The best thing that you can do is, again, relate it back to them and their goals. If you know their aspirational identity, that's the perfect point to sprinkle that in, okay? And hey, Juwan, I got, I know how much you really want to, get in shape and build 10 pounds of lean muscle mass, and you're clearly motivated to do it. You did a great job last week with your free trial. I hope you enjoyed it. It was, let them speak a little bit. It was great. I really had a lot of fun. Great. I think that just present the plan. The best program for you is this. Why did they come here in the first place? To hire an expert, right? They came here for you to tell them what to do, okay? Narrow it down to one or two things. What do we sell here? What is the primary sales objective for our personal training? Right, okay? Why not make it 3? Why is it 2?
Because that's the middle option.
Okay. So if I change the options to 2, 3, and 4, does it become 3 then?
Yes.
My point exactly, okay? My point exactly. You will sell what your default is personally, and they will buy what their default is personally. And that's called framing, okay? So you yourselves frame the options that you sell based on an ideology of, if I shoot too low, boss will be mad. If I shoot too high, clients will say no. Okay? So we'll just hit the one in the middle, right? Like Rocky says, I see 6 of them out there, Mick. Hit the one in the middle. Okay? And then the clients do the same thing. Well, 1 time a week sounds like not enough value, and I'm probably not going to reach my results fast enough. 3 times a week sounds like a lot of money, so I want a good value too. So let me pick that one in the middle. We're going to change that. Okay? We got to start shooting higher, right? That's a head trash thing that has nothing to do with reality, okay? But again, present your plans. The best product where our clients see the best results and the longest transformation and maintain them the longest is our 3-time-a-week semi-private program. You're going to get 12 personal training sessions a month and be able to come to unlimited fitness classes. It's a great value with a lot of coaching and a lot of accountability. How would you like to get started with that one today? And then work backwards, guys. Start at the top, work your way back. How many people in here could confidently tell me that a 2-day-a-week training program is better than a 3-day-a-week training program? Okay, so then why aren't we selling the 3-day-a-week plan? Because of your own bullshit head trash, okay? Start pitching the 3-day-a-week plan first, all right, and more people will buy it. It's simply a matter of asking, right? I use this analogy all the time, right? If you go to a bar and there's a bunch of pretty girls and you speak to nobody, what are your chances of getting a date? Right. Now, if you go to a bar and there's a bunch of pretty girls, right, and I speak to every single one of them in the bar and I give them my best shitty one-liner, right, what are my chances? Better than 0. All right, why? Just because I opened my mouth. How many times, now guys, maybe girls can't relate to this, but guys, how many times have you seen the prettiest girl with the dorky dude? And he was like, what the hell? Well, he just made me laugh, right? Why? He was the only guy that had the you-know-whats to stand up and say, you know what? I'm just going to go talk to the hottest chick in here, right? And he did it, all right? So the reality is, okay, that if you don't ask, you don't get, okay? If you don't ask, you don't get, all right? And that's the same for sales. It's the same for everything in business and in life, all right? You have to open your mouth, all right? So again, if you never ask somebody for a 3-day-a-week program, what are your chances of selling a 3-day-a-week program? 0, all right? Then you have to go back after the fact and convince them that the 3-day-a-week program is right for them. When we upsell them in a transformation, or we give them a level up for a cheap price. Why not just give it to them first? The one that they need, the best one that we got off the bat, okay? That's called the assistant buyer, okay? The program in which our clients see the best results in the shortest period of time and maintain them the longest is our 3-day-a-week program. What'd you just do? You built them up with a whole bunch of social proof and value. See that person there? He's lost almost 100 pounds. He trained 3-4 days a week for a couple years to do it. Oh, all right, see that person there? That kid was here every single day, 5 days a week. And you're telling people to train twice. Oh, twice a week is plenty. Twice a week is not plenty. Okay? All right? Incentivize. Okay? Again, how many people in here know the price breaks right now? What's the discount for a 1-time, 2-time, or 3-time a week?
50, 75.
Perfect. Okay? All right? Hey, you know what? Wow, 3 times a week is a little bit more than I really wanted to spend. It's kind of a lot. I don't know if I can commit to $400, to $500 a month. That's quite a bit of money. Let's do this. I'm going to give you the first month at the same price as the 2-time a week. I'll give you that product for $400. So you come for a month, you get your 12 personal training sessions, and at the end of the month we'll sit down. If you don't want to continue, there's no obligation. You just stay at the 2-time. You go back to 2-time a week. Again, what am I doing though? I gave them the opportunity. They're still there. How many people that we have, we see it all the time, about 50% plus of the people that we level up wind up wanting to stay. Put the opportunity in their hand. All right? Don't handcuff yourself or the business by shooting low. Shoot high. Just because you all probably come from backgrounds where if you said, hey, Dad, can I get $600 a month for personal training? He would have been like, oh, get the hell out of here. Right? What are you, crazy? Right? That's not our clients. Our clients have the cash, right? And they're the adults, right? It's different when you're paying for your kids, okay? Last up is after you present the options and you give them, I think the best program would be our 3-day-a-week semi-private program. It includes this, this, and this. You ready to get started today? Right? Stare them down and shut the F up. The next person that speaks is going to make a purchase. And if you speak first, you're purchasing a non-sale. Okay? Shut up. Ask the question loudly, clearly, and concisely. Out of the 2 programs that I outlined for you, which one would you like to start with? Okay? I personally, whenever I pitch somebody, I give them one option, our top option, and then work backwards from there. Right? I would rather, we can always go back to 2 or 1, all right, but 3 is our absolute best program with the best results in the shortest period of time with the longest lasting, outcome. I'll incentivize that before I drop the number. I would rather drop the price on our end, right, than drop the number. Why? Because I still got the money I was going to make for 2 times a week anyway, but I gave them the opportunity to experience a better product, okay? And I'll give them, that gives me 2 opportunities to force them to say yes or no. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay?
So you're saying give them the $100 off the first month and then...
that's what the prescribed price break is anyway.
And then put it on them and be like, that's the decision right there.
Yes. I would much rather the conversation go, our best product is our 3-day-a-week semi-private program. You get 12 training sessions, unlimited fitness classes. We're going to give you a meal plan. We're going to set you up. You're going to get your own true coach. It's going to be lockdown accountability for the next 30 days. That program's $500 a month. You ready to get started today? It's a little bit more than I spend. Do you have a different program that's a little bit cheaper? Look, here's what I'll do. I'll discount that first month $100. I want you to get a great experience and get your results. You came here to lose 20 pounds. You came here to put 10 pounds of muscle on. You told me that was your number 1 goal. Let's achieve the goal. I'll give you the first month $100 off. That gives you your 12 training sessions. Let's reevaluate where we're at the end of the month. Does that sound like a good plan to you? You ready to get started? Force them to make the decision again there. And then if it's still no, well, look, the next program is our 2 times a week, and that program's $400, and I really can't discount that program much because it's already heavily discounted. Right. Okay? Call to action. All right, and then again, the next thing is the risk reversal. The risk reversal is the $100 off. The risk reversal is, just to let you know, there is no obligation to commit long term here. Everything we do is month to month. We want to earn your business and trust every single month. So at some point, Kat, if you're doing a 3-day-a-week program and you just want to go to our base level membership, or you just want to start going 1 time a week, we can always transfer your program right back, and there's no obligation for you to continue at that membership level. Okay. So you want to make people want to know that they have a little bit of control. The one thing, look, I mean, we dealt with this a lot at The Rock, right? And the one thing that Dan and I disagreed with vehemently over there was the way in which memberships were done, and that people literally felt like they were being hosed and they were signing a mortgage on their lives to freaking go join a gym, right? That's not us. Well, I'll never do that, right? Because I want to put the onus on us to produce and perform every day, right? If we do our jobs and we strive for that excellence that we keep talking about, right, we're going to keep plenty of people, all right? But it's not going to be by strong-arming them into a contract that they literally have to get an attorney to get out of, okay? The last step in this process is optimization. I marked this in red because this is one of the areas I think we're failing miserably at. Not only are we defaulting to the lower price option on sales, we're not upselling. We're not optimizing. You don't want to call it an upsell, call it optimization. Call it an add-on. Call it whatever the hell you want to. I call it leaving opportunity and cash money on the table, all right? Because what has happened when Daniel's given that woman the business today, right? And he did a great job communicating with her. I didn't get to see the session, but I'm sure she had a great workout, right? And good conversation with Daniel. Daniel's an easy to approach guy. He speaks really clear. He's got a soft, approachable voice like a teddy bear, right? But he did a great job. He did a really great job speaking to her, right? I could tell that she felt comfortable working out with him, as opposed to maybe like, we're gonna get you jacked today, Mary. Oh shit, I don't know what that means, right? All right, that's Vinny. Vinny's like, we're gonna get you ready for Memorial Day. Vinny comes around the corner, 65 days to Memorial Day, lady. Right? Right? She runs out the front door. All right? But the reality is that what does that woman need? At the end of this week, Daniel, when she sits down with you to talk about the memberships, and you say, look, again, I can't remember her name, and we don't want to use her real name on camera anyway, but hey, Mary, the best program in here for you is our 3-day-a-week plan. It's going to give you the best results, the most accountability, and a ton of coaching at a really great value. That program is this, right? You go through the process. She says, let's do it. I'm in. I really want this. I want to lose weight. Mary, now that you've committed to being a team member and you've taken the first step of taking control of your fitness, the other aspect of the entire process is your nutrition, right? And I have a couple programs here that we do. We have an in-house nutritionist. We have 2 now, right? And we have a great program called SNAP. And we can really help dial in your nutrition as well. Now, I know that you agree, you're becoming a member, and I don't want to beat you up too bad. Again, you're providing value, you're being nice. I don't care what you sell, and I'll figure it out with Simone and Stephanie on what we owe them, okay? But again, if you don't ask, what's the opportunity to sell nutrition? Next to zero, right? We close at 56% on everything inside this gym, on everything. Do we have 56% of our people on nutrition services? Not even close. I would say it's like less than 20%. It's terrible. Why? Because we don't ask. Every single person that closes out and buys a membership should get asked if they want to add nutrition to their program. And the incentive there should be a half price first month, off one of the lower price. $19.99, you get an accountability group. You'll meet with Simone for a half an hour, Simone or Stephanie. They'll do an in-body scan. You'll do a workup on you. They'll give you some basic templates, and you get joined in an accountability group. I can give you half off of the other group. That normally $100. I give it to you for $50. We add that on for your first. If out of this year we had 100 people, right, join the gym, and everybody bought a $50 program, it's still $5K, right? It's not nothing, okay? But what is it doing for their own results and experience? It's leveling it up, yeah. Can anybody in here, just like the 2-day-a-week plan, if anybody in here can tell me that not having a good nutrition plan is better than having one, raise your hand. Okay, exactly. Okay, then why aren't we offering it? All right, every single time. When you sit down and somebody agrees to become a member, hey, I have one more thing I'd like to, tell you about, and that's our nutrition program. We have 3 levels of nutrition. We can make it super simple for you.
So this could be my negligence. What's the pricing structure on the 3 levels of nutrition? I only know about the $20 Facebook group.
20, 50, 300. 300 is fully customized. Again, I'm going to talk to Simone a little bit about that, but in my opinion, I don't. If we're not offering anything, Simone, would you rather make 50% of something than 0% of nothing? Okay. So again, in my opinion, and I will sure it up with her, but if somebody commits to a $500 a month training package and they're willing to give us another $150 for a fully customized plan, I have 2 nutritionists now. Wouldn't you like to get paid more for some nutrition work and actually have some nutrition clients to stamp and say that you did some good work with? Of course, right? If we could get to a point where 50% of the people in this gym are on a nutrition plan, right? You can see like Simone rolling up in here in like a new Range Rover or some shit, all right? All right, so again, and for me, it's not about the money because again, if I sold 100 people a $50 package, it's $5,000. That's not changing my life at all. In fact, I probably won't see 1 penny of that personally, okay? But I know that it's gonna help transform the lives of the clients. That I know, okay? All right, sales flow and scripts. We don't have to go through all these. I want to get to some of the other stuff, right? I created like a sales flow in here. I'm going to leave this up to Simone to really instill in like Vinny and Sam and some of the front desk, anybody staff that works up the front desk. It really just comes down to, there's one thing I want to say here when it comes to the script, okay? And maybe this is a pet peeve for me.
For Snap, in the binders, which is a folder,
Yeah, it's,
you have a trial, it's the price of it.
all right?
The Snap iPhone,
Yeah, the Snap bifold is there.
it's 20, 100, 300.
Yes, 20, 100, 300, right? There's one thing, and maybe, like again, maybe this is a pet peeve for me, but I've heard it multiple times in the last week from multiple people, all right? When we answer the phone, it's hello, thank you for calling Varsity House. If I hear somebody else answer the phone, Varsity House, okay, I will crush your soul, all right? I mean it. There's a good chance that I lose my mind, all right? There could be nothing more unprofessional than saying hello and thank you when you answer the phone for the very first time. You don't know who's calling. Now, if you see that it's Joe Riggio calling, you say, hey, Joe, that's different, okay? Okay? And even then I get kind of aggravated because I'm calling on purpose to see, all right? Hello, thank you for calling Varsity House. I don't care what you have to do to tell yourself that 500 times, but make that stick. Do not answer the phone any other way. All right, that is that important. Again, words matter, okay? You're dealing with high-end clients with high-end expectations. If they go stay, how many clients, we did vacations for our 6-week transformation for 2 years. Not one person took a vacation. You know why? I wouldn't stay at any one of these hotels. All right, our people stay at the Wyndham, the Ritz, the Four Seasons, right?
Not one ever did? Not one?
Now one took like a shitty one, yeah. All right, and every time I asked, you know why? 4 days at the Tropicana in Vegas. Like, that's a cool Vegas trip. Like, Kat, when you take 4 days in the Tropicana? Shit, yeah, right? I would put it on my desk. I would never stay at that hotel. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right, but the reality is, okay, that our clients have a different expectation. And when you answer the phone, Varsity House, right, and you don't sound like you give a shit, when you call the Four Seasons today and see how they answer the phone. Call the Waldorf Astoria in Manhattan and tell them you want to book a room and see what type of conversation that they have with you on that phone call. If you've never stayed at a really, really, really nice hotel, right, and I've only stayed at one or two, right, go sit in the lobby at the Four Seasons or the Waldorf. Go down to the Parker Meridian. Dan and I have had breakfast a few times at Norma's, is a place in the Parker Meridian. Go there and see those concierges and that front desk in action. That shit is buttoned up. Right? Because the only thing that differentiates paying $1,000 a night for a room and $500 a night for a room, right, which is even still crazy, okay, is all the little details. How are you doing today, Mr. Rosa? The normal bottle of wine you get to your room, it's all that. It's having a client profile on you and like, oh, will you be getting another bottle of Joseph Phelps to the room today, sir? It's like, oh, all right, yes, sir, I will. That's $250 right there. You know what I mean? It's called service, all right? So practice your scripts. You have to practice your pitch, all right? All right, a couple frequently asked questions. Oh, sorry. All right, most of the time it's, hi, I want to know a little bit about your gym. Sure, no problem, right? Can you tell me what your memberships cost? What do we say? No, that's not true. I don't care if you talk prices over the phone. What I care is that you get their name, email, and phone number first. Okay? Sure, no problem. I have no problem discussing our membership options. Can I please get your name, email, and phone number so I can follow up with an email, and I'll send you a breakdown of our memberships, and I'll send you our class schedule and so forth, so you have a good understanding of what we do. Sure, no problem, blah, 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 all right? Really important there, all right? I think that's, one of the main things that we generally get is, can I have your prices, right? Let me go to my FAQs, all right? Do you have any type of family discounts? Do we? I'm asking you. Do we? Yeah. Well, $189. Yes, absolutely we do. If you and your wife join together, you get a discounted membership that starts at $189, okay, per person. And we'll even give you a discount if your son or daughter joins one of our performance programs. Does anybody know what that is? $50, okay? All right? Are we giving a discount on semi-private training if a couple joins? I'm asking you. Are we currently giving a discount? What is it? If me and Nadell joined the gym today, what would our price be?
Depends on what option.
Well, let's say we're doing 2 times a week.
$325.
Okay, so it's a $75 discount each forever?
That's what I've been doing now.
Okay.
Unless one drops out.
And then it goes back to...
Like Monte and Tony. They were going to pay, she was going to pay full price, and then Tony came in, so then we made it $325.
Each.
When we left, yeah, she would go back to $399.
Okay. All right, so again, clarity and consistency. All right, that needs to be written down somewhere. All right, because that was not clear to me, and I didn't know it, but I don't mind at all. But I knew there was a discount, but again, clarity and consistency is the key.
They just come to me with it, and then we talk about it.
Okay. Standardization, clarity, and consistency equals professionalism. All right. So if that's the case, let's make that the case. And I don't think it should be any more than that. Period. I think that's a lot. That's $150 for the couple that they're saving. I think that's more than enough on any level. Okay. I wouldn't discount any further than that. Okay. Can I try a free class? How about coming for a free week of personal training? Does that sound better to you? Oh, it definitely does. I can't just drop in and try a class though? Unfortunately, we don't, because we want you to have an amazing experience. We want to guide you every step of the way. But we do have a bring a friend on Saturday, the blah, 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 right, in which you can come to. And one of our coaches, Kat, runs that class every Saturday, and she'd be happy to guide you through a great workout, and you can come and have fun. If you want, I can sign you up for that, or you can just come in and start your free week right now. Which one would you like to start today? Which one would you like me to sign you up for today? Right, and again, give them the option, okay? Present the option, give them the option, okay? Maybe I don't know too many people who would be like, yeah, I'll come for a free class. Wait, I could still get a 7-day. It just doesn't make sense, you know what I mean? All right? Is there open gym where I can just come flail around, do stupid shit on my own?
No.
Great. Is that 100%?
No.
It needs to be. All right? It needs to be.
It's 100% in terms of they're not being 100% that they're not actually doing their own thing.
Yeah. That's fine.
That's 100%.
Okay.
There's nobody that I know that comes in these doors that aren't.
That isn't on that doesn't have a true coach program that they're following. Perfect.
Not like Frank Lowe said.
I'm okay with that. Okay, I'm okay with that because I know the people that do come in here on their own, like a Jack Joyce and stuff like that, are generally capable. Okay, or like a Garrett. Like I'm not worried about Garrett. Like I'm more worried about Garrett hurting himself just lifting heavy than I am about him hurting himself lifting stupid. All right, as opposed to like some of the nonsense we see in here. But like again, I've been asked multiple times for whatever reason in the last couple weeks about people coming to train. Noel's a big culprit. Hey, can I just come in and train? And I've told him no 100 times. So if he comes to one of you, the answer is no. The only people that I want to see in here training or making up sessions ever after the Diaz's have finally left the building, and they were the biggest culprits, is people who are on semi-private training or private training who are on a True Coach program. If Mikkel wants to come in here on a Saturday and make up her workout, but she's following her workout and she checks in with a coach and lets people know that she's here, that hey, I'm going to take this rack if that's okay, then I'm okay with that because they're following a prescription. But one of the things I would like to see is that it is something that's a little bit more regulated. Again, that it is something that is, hey, they're on a plan, they're coming for a makeup, and so does the rest of the staff that we know. And again, just from the standpoint of professionalism and safety, right? So I have full confidence that Mikkel could come in here, I'm just using her as an example, but she could come in here and do her own thing, but it would be way better as a company, as a brand, as a team, if she checked in with one of us and Kat knew, and Kat just keeps a little eye out of the corner, if she ever needs a spot or whatever. Hey, if you need a spot, Mikkel, just let me know, blah, 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 I'll help you out, right? It's just it's a better look professionally anyway, okay? Memberships and services, they're all in here. Go through them. I'll add the semi-private discount if that's 100%. We want to roll with that. Okay.
About making it, if you want to, just $50 off, so it'd be $349, $75 off the 100.
I mean, I like that better,
And then
just from the standpoint of money.
$25 off the one time. So it would be $275 for one time, $349 for two time, and $399 for three time. So it's $100 off for couples.
75. I wouldn't do 100.
Or 75.
Yeah, 25, 50, 75. Yeah.
25 and 4 times.
Let me put that in there and make that.
So if they're a couple, 25, 50, 75.
Yeah.
Their first month solo,
50, 75, 100. Yes.
so you have to put that in writing so you guys.
I'll put it on this price sheet when I'm done. All right. And I'm gonna load this into a Google Doc so there's a digital hard copy for everybody. Okay. All right. That's what we just want to make a good first impression. Gym chores and assessments. Okay. Again, that's your time to shine. I'm not going to go through Swift again. All right. I know you guys have talked about that. It really is just the number one thing here. If there's one thing to remember, just be professional. That's it. How would you like to be treated if you were if you were the one who just paid $500 for training, right? How would you like to be treated and spoken to? Okay. All right. Make sales your number one priority. All right. Here's the key. All right. And believe me when I tell you that at one point I was sitting in Jawan's shoes or in Daniel's shoes, and my number one priority was getting really good at my craft and being a great coach. All right, and I cared deeply about the science, my expertise, my professionalism, and all those things, just like you should, and you always should. That should never go away. But if you're going to work in private sector, your number one priority has to be selling, okay? You will not be successful. You will not have value within the company that goes beyond, Kat's a great person, can't sell shit, right? Right? I really like her a lot, but she can't sell nothing, right? And so again, if Kat was a collegiate strength and conditioning coach, and she just had a new funnel of kids every single year, like Greg Cox, Mr. Greg Cox, all Greg Cox has to worry about is training and making it fun and awesome, all right? We have to go the extra mile and sell it. And you know, and actually if you talk to Greg, what he's realized as the head coach is that it's just as much a sales job as it is a real job of training too, because you're selling kids on the dream of coming to a school and all this stuff. And part of that dream for a lot of athletes is the weight room environment, okay? You have to sell. You got to make selling a priority, and you have to get better at selling, all right? How many people in here have taken have a major in sales and marketing? How many people in here have taken a class in sales and marketing, all right? How many people have ever gone to a sales symposium or a sales workshop, all right? Okay? How many people have gone to training shit? Right? So we'll learn to lift weights, right? Again, how much is a snatch competition helping our adult clients? Okay? It's fun for these guys, fun for us. I'm not crapping on you guys, all right? I love your passion, and I want you to follow your passions too. But the reality is that, yeah, I can't snatch at all. My shoulders will come right off, okay? But the reality is that we have to be able to sell. And in order for clients to become clients, you have to sell them, right? This is transactional. Kat, I mean, you keep using your example because you sit in front of me, but Kat spent a lot of time and energy going to school. And money. Time, energy, and money, right? How many people have student loans? Okay, you're paying those back, right? And that sucks, right? I got 4 more years left on mine, 25 years of paying my student loans, all right? 25 years. You know how much that sucks? It sucks a lot, okay? Sucks a lot. And my interest rate's only 2%. Most of the newer people, their interest rate's like 7, 8%, right? Which means that you paid double what I did in interest, right? Which is terrible to think about, okay? So the reality is that that time, energy, and money that you spent is transactional, right? I'm paying for your expertise. I'm paying for your knowledge. I'm paying for a fast track to my goals through you. Does that make sense? All right? Selling is helping. If I can't sell you, I can't help you. Right? In order for you to be a client here at Varsity House, you must pay. All right? And once you pay, you could experience all the greatness that is VH, and that means you could utilize, Jacob and Juwan's knowledge of Olympic weightlifting. That means you could utilize Simone's knowledge of nutrition. That means you could utilize Mike's knowledge of strongman and odd implements. That means you could utilize Adam's knowledge of the human physiology, corrective exercise, and rehabilitation. Okay? You don't get to experience any of those things unless you get to sell that person. But remember, don't put it in your head that it's about money. You are fucking world-class experts and have spent an enormous amount of time and energy developing yourselves and your craft. If you walk into a legal office, if you get busted for drugs and you go to the best lawyer in Bergen County and say, I just got busted, can you help me? What's he say? It's a $15,000 retainer, sir. And then I'll get off my ass. Right? Why? Well, because I went to Harvard, and Harvard costs $90,000 a year. Right? Okay? And it's not that he's being a money-hungry, SOB. It's that my time and expertise are my number one commodity. In this building, we exchange time for money. Okay? So if Kat is doing 10 free sessions a week because she wants to be a nice person. Well, that's great, but that doesn't help Kat feed her family, right? You got to feed my babies, all right? Not yet, Kat, not yet. All right? All right, here's a little homework. I'm going to go upstairs. I got a book for everybody. I got everybody a copy of How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you've read it already, great. If not, take a copy, or if you just want a copy, I got everybody a copy. I'm telling you, it is, honestly, if you ask 50 business people what their top 10 list of books are, I would almost guarantee that 50 out of 50 of them, it's on that list. Maybe 48, 49 of them. It is singly one of the most transformative books I've ever read. And after I read it, I said, fuck, if I had only read that a decade ago, it would have changed my life. If I would have read that when I was 25 instead of 35, it would have changed my life. And the other one is How to Win Friends and Influence, is Think and Grow Rich. Literally the greatest book I've ever read. And I read it every single year. I listen to it every single year on audiobook. I have the workbook upstairs. I've done the workbook. I've done an entire workshop on Think and Grow Rich with my family, with my mom and my wife, right? The whole idea of visioning the outcome of your success came from that book, Think and Grow Rich, right? In the back of the index here, there's a couple books that I recommend. How to Win Friends and Influence People, Think and Grow Rich, right? People Buy You, Never Split the Difference. One of the more recent books that I've read, but I really, really, really loved it. And I think just knowing all of you and kind of your mentalities, like you'll appreciate that. He's like an ex-FBI hostage negotiator. Honestly, I would rather you listen to it on audiobook because he tells it, and he's fantastic. Like, it's great storytelling, great book. And then Blue Fishing, a book that we buy for all of our business of strength people. And the blue fish, the whole idea of the discretionary spend is straight blue fishing, right? Selling people through gifting, appreciation, right? And awarding them, celebrating their success, all right? So a couple things here. Study the packet, memorize this. I'm going to put a hard packet at the front, and I'll create a Google Doc once I do a couple edits here on this. All right? Watch the sales videos. Right? I know you get enough of me regularly, all right? But I swear they're short, and you can watch a couple of them on YouTube, right? The links are there, but you can watch them. They'll only take a few minutes. Watch a couple every week or so, but they will help, put a story behind each one of these segments. Okay? Read the book. All right? I'll be checking up on you, and I'll know if you read it because I will hear and see the change in some of your verbiage and process. And then you got to practice. A month from now, I would like to have a review and do some mock selling and do like a sales roundtable. And hopefully in a month from now, our process is 100% locked down. All price breaks are mastered and memorized by everybody. The common verbiage that's in that packet is mastered and memorized by everyone, okay? And I confidently say that even Sam, who's a part-timer here, who's daydreaming at the front desk sometimes, right, Sam? Right, I catch Sam watching basketball all the time. He don't know it, but he forgets that there's a camera on top of his head, okay? And even Sam could go out at the Starbucks and be like, "Hey, you work at Varsity?" Yeah. Well, tell me about Varsity. We build custom designed personal training and nutrition plans to help you look and feel great. It's a great place, world-class trainers, nutritionists, and an amazing community. If that's all Sam said, I'd be happy. I'd give Sam an A- minus on that one. It'd be great, right? Right? It'd be great. So again, it really comes down to the next step for all of us is creating that next level of professionalism and consistency is professional. Right? Again, that's why McDonald's and why the Ritz-Carlton and why those places are so successful, because people know what type of product they're getting every time they go. Okay? Any questions on any of this?
Two things, one for the adult, one for the youth. So, from a marketing perspective, 1 week free trial, like
Yeah.
hard 1 week, or is that a soft 1 week?
What the fuck?
Extra week as like a gesture.
So we're saying 1 week, but we're giving
We
it two
externally
still.
market 1 week, but internally we know it's going to be 2.
Okay. Second, what was your face, Joe?
I just have I have a tough time with that, but I'm letting it roll. I'm letting it roll.
Question, athlete evals free or no?
I did agree with it. I did agree with it. So
Free on the paper, that's why I asked.
no, athlete eval is so. How I'm verbalizing it on the website is come in for a free performance assessment, right?
Okay.
Because if you put a monetary value up front, nobody's going to click on the button. All right? When people come in here, be like, your performance evaluation is free when you sign up. We put the $50 towards your training session. Okay? That hasn't changed.
Okay.
Right? It's just a little bit of a word reversal there.
That's all.
Okay? Now, I don't know if I put it in here, but let me just real quick, if I didn't. No, oh, let me go back real quick. I thought I put the athlete verbiage in here. If I didn't, I put the athlete verbiage in the packet. It's slightly different, okay? And again, you have to do your job. And again, as you get better at selling, it's reading people. Selling is reading people. And you'll know if you're talking to some dad about training his kid, again, I want to go back to, well, we build custom performance plans to help you, run faster, get stronger, and perform better at your sport, right? We expert personal training and performance coaches, and what are some of the key stakes that our athletes are looking for? Remember, for a lot of the athletes, it is that aspirational identity. You know that there's more to your game, and you want to perform better, keep up. Kids, sports naturally draws you to an aspirational identity, like running out the tunnel like Rudy and, hitting the sign and stuff like that, right? So again, we know you want to, run faster and get stronger, blah, blah, blah. We know you want to, reduce the chance of injuries and minimize, any injury costs that you might have associated with your sport, right? And, we know you want to, keep up with the competition. In some way, shape, or form, those are probably the three big things that any athlete or dad or mom that's with an athlete is looking for, right? Most dads come here, I don't know what happened. He was a stud athlete when he was like 9, right? And now he's 12, he can't run anymore, right? It's like, well, it's called puberty, bud. But people, the kid's like, I don't know what happened. He got clumsy and he slowed down a little bit. Well, great, and we can help him with his speed. Normally, at this age, it's a mechanical issue, lots of hormonal things going on, and his body's changing and growing so rapidly that his neuromuscular system just can't keep up with the change in body mechanics. We can fix that, right? Great, okay, good, right? Well, another thing is, I want to, my son or daughter tore his ACL last year. I want to make sure it doesn't happen again. Great, right? We can help. And then always, how many moms or dads have said to each one of you, right? I don't want them losing. I don't want them falling behind. Right? I want him to be able to keep up, right? As we make the next jump to high school, right, the kids are going to get bigger and stronger and faster. I want to make sure he's got a little bit of an edge, right, to what they're doing, okay? And that goes for male and females. And a lot of times what I've seen is the parents of female athletes are even more crazy, all right? Because there's less, the bar of differentiation is less obvious, right? Kid this big, 140 pounds, walks in the gym, says, I want to be a linebacker at Notre Dame. It's like, no, bud, that's not happening. I'm sorry, it doesn't exist, right? That starts at 230 and then works its way up from there. That starts at 6'2", 230. It's not happening, okay? But females can be a lot closer in size and different.